All right, guys. So now we're going to talk about what happens when we hit puberty specifically. So basically, since we're born, our body is in constant growth. So we are not done developing. And don't quote me on this, but I think it's around 20, 21, 22 years old. I'm guessing for everybody's different. That's why it's so important to make sure that you are sacred and you take care of your body so much when you're young, because if you don't, and let's say you start having sex at a very early time, it's like a bun that hasn't finished cooking. So if you've ever baked a cake, you'll put the cake inside the oven, and to know if it's ready or not, you'll go ahead and you'll poke it with a toothpick and you'll see if there's any moist in that toothpick. And that's basically toothpick, sorry. And that's basically what's going to show you if the bun is ready or not. It's exactly the same thing for ourselves, especially specifically for women. Okay. So, if your body's still developing, make sure that you let it be free of the more that you can of any sexual activity, and second, of any vices. Okay, so drugs and alcohol. And I don't want to sound like a Puritan here, but I'm going to give you information and you decide. One of the reasons that you should wait until you're 21 to drink is because your liver is also still in growth. It's not fully developed yet. So if you start to take note about these things, you notice that energy actually has to do with a lot of things that affect our physics as well. So first of all, make sure that you wait until your body is fully developed to do any kind of physical activity in that sense. So let's say that you do everything right. We're going to talk about what happens when people don't do it right afterwards. But let's say that you do everything right. The moment that you actually meet somebody that you love, you're going at the age that you decide you're ready to do that. Okay. But with the right person, you're going to feel and have a lot of different effects afterwards, like, anybody else, because you've reached that point in your life pure. Okay, so it's something that, like we were saying in the past video, you're going to benefit greatly from in every single level, from the sense of health, from the sense of prosperity, even financially, even the things that happen to you opportunity-wise. So it's super, super important to let our bodies grow accordingly and do the actions that we're meant to be doing at the age that we're meant to be doing, so that we don't have consequences later on. And speaking energetically, the moment that you start sharing your energy with more than one person, let's say, and you don't give your body time to adapt itself to each person's to the person's like chemical system, like chemics, you can actually also lose something that the body generates, which is your antibodies towards the other person's genes and your antibodies towards the other person's anything that basically is passed through semen, believe it or not, saliva. So if you go ahead and you're with somebody tonight, or if you have friends, because I know when people are, youngsters today are worse than what we were when we were young. So unfortunately, the young people that are going to through that stage of having sex with one person and then another nightstand, or one every week, or however much it's happening in that person's life, they're actually not only affecting tremendously their physical growth in the sense of the genitals, but also affecting themselves with a charge of negativity. So that negativity is something that eventually will lead them to even more promiscuity, and eventually along the years, through physical problems and health problems. Okay. So it's super important and it's so simple. So when you go to school and they teach you, because you could get pregnant or because you can get sick from something, from somebody else, it's, that's important, and it's serious, but energy is this serious. These two things that we just talked about are as serious, as the others, because you're building your future. Your foundation is basically set the moment that you start working that sexual energy in your life overall and to the world, basically, because you are an energy engine. Okay. The moment you start putting that energy to work, you're already making a difference in the world, either in adding positive energy or negative energy. So when you say, well, what can I do to make the world a better place? Generate positive energy and protect your sexual energy, which is the fountain of your positive or negative energy. Okay. We'll continue on the next one. I hope you guys enjoyed, and stay positive.